Okay, I want to use AutoCAD to draw this mechanical parts. First, what I'll do in order to draw this mechanical parts, having known from the full length of this, from here to here is 170. From here to here should be roughly 180, 190. So meaning if it's 180, let me say from here to here, let's say 200, this one 190. So I've gotten the limits of the drawing. So what I will do now is to first, what I'll do first is to configure. Let me check something. Okay. First is to set the unit. So to set the unit, UN is unit. So say UN, enter. Decimal, I'll leave the decimal. You have, okay, decimal degree, leave it. For length, you have decimal type. The type is decimal. There are some other types that are here. You have the architectural, decimal, engineering, fractional, and science and scientific. So I'll go for decimal. Then the precision. Let me use a lower precision. Let me use 0. You only check the results are all. The precision is 0. So this is meter. This is millimeter. So I will leave it in millimeter. The lowest units of metering. It's okay. I'll click OK. So draw text. I will now look at the limits. We say LM, which is limits, enter. Now they say specify lower from the command line. You look at it, you have specify lower left corner or on off. So they give you a coordinate of 0, 0. So I will use the 0, 0. Then specify upper limit corner. So what I will use based on my estimate of here, the vertical being 190 and the horizontal being 200. So what I will use is I will say 200 comma 190, enter. So I've set the limits of the drawing. Then what I will do next is to set. So I will now I'll use MV set to set the MV set. Now to enable paper space, I will say no. That is to choose. You choose N, enter. And then the drawing is in metric, so I will choose metric, M, enter. So they say enter the scale factor. So the scale factor I will use is 1. You say 1, enter. They say enter the paper space, the paper width. So the paper width, since the length is, I want to use A4 paper. Although actually in engineering what they use is A3 paper and above. So but I want to use A4 paper, and A4 paper, the maximum length is 297, enter. Then the other one, the height, I will use the height to be 210, enter. So I will start by drawing a line, I'll select the line from the drawing part. So there's I've selected line. What I will do, I'll draw a line, a vertical line. You see the auto is not on, so that is why this thing can freely move this way. So but I want a perfect vertical line, so what I would do is I'll either come here to on the auto, or I use F8. So for now, let me use 6 on the auto. The auto is on, so it's vertical. Can get the vertical line, so I'll just select enter. But before I do this, I need to set the layers. I need to create a layer. I will now select this layer, tab, select. So then now this is a new layer. Create a new, select the new layer. So I'll call this one center layer, center line. This is center line layer. Along the center line layer, select this. Let me say the center line, let me use color 8. Okay, no, let me use color 9. Color 9, enter. And let me select another new line. Let me call this one text. I will select color 32. All that, guys, how to open it again, color 32. But the center line, this is continuity. Let me change it to center line. Let me change the line type to center line. So let me see, load, scroll down. This is this, choose this, select it here, say okay. Now for center line, I don't need to use default. Let me come here for center line, click 0.05 millimeter as the thickness of the line. For text, let me choose 0.13. Then I'll create another one, call it main line. The main line, let me use the color magenta. Okay, continue line, I will use continue line. Then this, the thickness should be 0.3. Okay, so I've created that. Let me close this. Now here, let me keep it on the main line layer. So I will select this and change it to center line. Escape. So this is the center line, but it's like a center line is not. Let me say property. Let me increase it a little to see how it looks. The 2 is okay. Let me see. It's okay. Let me close this property. The property dialog box. Let me now select this. Select the middle. This thing there now. Right click. Select rotate. Then when you look at the control line, the command line, you say specify rotation angle or base point or copy or undo or reference or exit. Already I've gotten the base point. So what I want to do is I want to copy. So so that the source will not rotate. The source will still remain, and I will have so I will create a vertical and horizontal line. So I will say copy. I'll select C. I'll type in C, enter. So it will copy. So they say specify rotational angle. So what I'll do, I will type in 90 as my rotational angle. Enter. I will escape. So I've gotten the center line, the horizontal and vertical line. So what I will do is to draw a circle. I will select circle. I'll select circle on drawing. Click at this point, at the midpoint of this line. What I will do now next is to right click, because it's to right click and select diameter, because when you look at this smaller circle here, the diameter is 54. The diameter is 54. So it's in diameter, it's not in radius, so it's 54 diameter. So what I would now do, having selected diameter, so it will now say specify diameter of the circle. So I will now type in 54. Enter. I will select the spacebar or enter to repeat circle command. So now I'll select this midpoint, right click, select diameter, and the diameter of this center line where these small holes, these 12 millimeter diameter holes, there are 6 in numbers. The diameter where they are being placed is the circles where they are being placed, the diameter is 74. So having selected diameter, they say specify diameter of circle. So what the diameter of circle I will specify now will be 74. 74. So type in 74, enter. So this is the diameter. So this diameter, this circle, I will have to match it with the center line layer. So I will say, I'll select this match command here, select this center line layer and match it with this, so that it will appear as a center line, appear on a center line layer. Then next, what I will do is to create this other circle of diameter, this other circle of diameter 94. So what I will do now, next I will enter. Okay, this is a match. That is the last match property is the last thing I do. So what I will do is I will come here and select circle, select the midpoint of this line, which is the center of these circles. I will right click, select diameter. The diameter of that is 94, so I'll say 94. Is that 94? No, this is it's not 94, no? 94. So that is 94. I'll just enter. This is 94. So what I will do next is to draw these small circles, 6 in number. So here the diameter is 12. So what I will do next, and at the point where the center of this circle is at the intersect of this center line, the intersect of this center line and this circle, that this is the center of these smaller circles. So what I will do, I'll draw one of these circles, then use array to complete it. So let me do that now. So I will select circle, select the center, then select the intersect of these two lines of the arc and the line. Right click, because they give us diameter. I click and select diameter, then type in 12, because 12 is the diameter of that circle. 12, enter. Then now what I'll do next is to use a polar array to create this. So these are array, this array symbol, this is rectangular array, part array, polar array. So I will select the polar array. Select the polar array. Now you see what the command line is saying is select object. So I will select the object which I want to create, which I want to array. They said specify center point of array. So the center point of array I will select here. So 6 numbers. So in default array, the number of array in default is 6. So and the 6 that we want. So the 6 circles has been created. What I will do next, let me move this drawing. Let me escape and move this drawing up a little. What I will do next, is to create this. Arc. So I will use arc. I will select arc. Let me escape. I will select arc. Now I need to specify the center here, the center of this arc, which is this point. And from here to here is 100 millimeter, which is the same thing as this line, which is the center. So what I will do to draw that arc, I will right click, select center, then I will use from object snap by clicking shift key, right click, select from. So from here, from this, the center of this circle, offset at 100 at an angle. So to make an angle, you use this less than sign. By pressing shift, you get a less than sign, then you say minus 16, enter. So how we got the minus 16 here? Now, you know, if you're moving this way, the angle is moving clockwise. So the angle is moving this from here this way is positive angle. But this way is negative. Is negative angle. Is negative angle. So, and here from this vertical line to this place is 30. So from here and here is horizontal, this is 90. So the negative is to be negative 16. So that is why how we got the 60, and this is from here to this 100. So that is how we got this. So now we've gotten the center. We now need to, they said, specify start point of the arc. So it says specify start point of the arc. So to specify start point of the arc, which is at this point, I will locate this point because the arc moves anti-clockwise. Just like as you're moving in AutoCAD, if you're moving anti-clockwise, it's positive. If you're moving clockwise, it's negative. So arc also move anti-clockwise, or say counterclockwise. So what I will now do is I will specify start point of the arc. To specify start point of the arc, let me remove the auto by pressing F8. So the auto is off. So to be at the angle minus 16, enter. Now so we've gotten this point. So to get this other point is to use an included angle, which is from here to here is 180. The included angle is 180. So I will use the 180, the included angle. So what I will do is to right click, select angle, use an included angle of 180. No, this I wrote 190, 180. Enter. So I've drawn this arc. So what I will do next is to use the mirror command. The mirror command, because this arc here is symmetrical to this one. It's symmetrical, and this is the mirror line. So what I will do is to mirror this to get this. So in order to do that, I will select this is a mirror sign, or MI. This is a mirror sign, or if I type in MI, I will also get the mirror command. So this is the mirror distance. So let me type in MI. You'll get mirror, enter. So now they said select object. So this is the object I want to mirror. Select it, then I'll enter. I press enter. Then now they said specify first point of mirror line. So this is my first point of mirror line. Now select the second point. Then now they are asking me erase source object. So I don't want to erase source object. So I will say no, so that the source object will be there and the copied object will also be there. So that, because when you check the drawing, you have the source and the copied arc. Then now I have to draw this arc that joins these 2 points. The arc that joins these 2 points, this one and this one. So what I will do, I'll select arc again, select this point, right click, select center. This is the center, then join it here. You see the arc moves clockwise, anti-clockwise. Now let me enter. So let me explain why I say it moves anti-clockwise or counterclockwise. if you select this point, it will move like this, that is counterclockwise or anti-clockwise. But if you select this point, it will not work. If you want to create the arc will move this way around. Let's try it so that you will understand what I'm saying. Because one, we don't want to create an arc that is like this. I want to create an arc from here to this point. So if you select this point, the arc, to create the arc, it will go like this. But so it's better we select at this point, so that when you're creating the arc, it will flow like this to this point. Just the same what we did here. So if I want to create the arc, I will select here, right click, select center, select here. See, it joins with ease. But if you say select arc and you select this point and right click and say center, select here, you see it will go like this. And you don't want to create an arc that is like this. You want to create it here. You see you cannot, it's not possible. So that is that. Now what I will do next is for me to offset. I want to use AutoCAD commands that makes work easy for you, so that with ease you can be able to be creating all these things. If you like my method of drawing, what you do, you subscribe, so that subsequently when I'm producing video like this, you can get it. Subscribe and press the bell icon. So what I will now do, I will calculate the distance. Calculate the distance from here to here. That is the offset distance. How to calculate the offset distance? AutoCAD also have calculator. What I will just do, I will type in the command line CAL, enter. I type in CAL, I said X. I should write the expression. To write the expression, I will just say I want to calculate the distance from here to here. I want to calculate distance from here, the offset distance from here to here. So I will say 23 minus 12. So I'll say 23 minus 12 to give me 11. So my offset distance is 11. So 11 is what I will use to offset to get this other arc, this other drawing. So I'll either say click O on the command line and enter to get to do offset, or I select the offsets, but also the command here. Let me select offsets. The offset says specify offset distance, or true, or erase, or layer. So the offset distance I'll put is 11, which is what we have calculated. So now I'll select here offset, select here offset, select here offset, select here offset. So we've created this one inside here. What I will do is to drag this in. So if you check that the auto is off, is not there, I can click here to on the auto, or I press F8. So let me click F8. The auto is on now. The auto mode is on auto mode now. So what I will now do next is to create this arc, and from here let me erase the ink from here. This is 36. So from here to here is 18. From here to here is 18. You can also use the calc, the CAL, to calculate it to be sure. Now if you're not sure, which I'm sure is 18, you say CAL, say you now type in 36 divided by 2, which is 18. So now I'll offset this center line with 18. So let me select offset. Let's say the offset distance, I will just put 18, enter. So I'll offset this way. So what I'll do next is to select match property. So I'll select this place, this one, to change this one to the main line layer, to change the property of this line to a main line layer. What I will do next is to fillet. So you can fillet by selecting the F key on the keyboard, typing the F key on the keyboard, then into the command line and say enter. You can hit enter. When you hit enter, now the radius here that joins this, and there's this fillet that joins this and this, the radius is 9. So I will just right click and select radius. So the fillet radius will now be, I will use 9. What I'll do next is to select here and here. So this is 9. Then this upper one is 10. The radius for this upper fillet is 10. So I'll just enter again, so that to repeat the last command, which is the fillet command. So what I will now do is to change the radius, because the radius now is still 9. The fillet radius is still 9. So what I'll do is to right click, select radius. See, the radius is still 9, but this when you check the command line, it say specify fillet radius. In this bracket is 9. So if you fillet, it will just, this radius here will be 9. So what I did now by right clicking to select radius is to change the fillet radius to 10. So I will just type in 10 in the command line, 10, and enter. So the fillet radius has changed to 10. So this says select first object. So this is my first object and the second object. So we've created this line. So what I will do next, I have to delete this line, select the whole of this, then select mirror, then it says specify the mirror line. So this is my first point of the mirror line, this is the second point of the mirror line. Then now ask me either to erase the source object. I say no, I want the source object to still remain. Enter. So what I'll do next, during filleting, this arc here was deleted, and the arc is supposed to be part of the drawing. So what I'll do next is to select arc, select this endpoint of this arc here as my starting point, then right click, select center. I'll select the center of here, then move to this point and select here. So we have just created this drawing. So for me to also put my dimension lines, I have to set my dimension. Set my dimension line and select this. What I will do, I will just select new in this dialog box. In this dimension style manager, I will select new. The new, I will just type in my DIM. So DIM. Can select, can change the start with, or I can leave it as ISO 25. So what this thing implies is that I copied the ISO 25 to edit it, but I changed the name. So I will say continue, click continue. So if I click continue, let me be on the line this thing. I want the line to be color 8. Color 8. Enter. And I want this to be by layer. Then I come to this extension line and make it color 9 too. Sorry, color 8. This is by layer. I go to arrow, symbols and arrow. I'll use 3. Let me say 4.5. The arrow size, so index. The text standard, like you can change it to any one you want. You feel like the text style, you can change it to annotative, but let me use standard. Still use standard. Then the color of the text, I'll change it to the color 32. Select. Then the text height, I'll use 4.5. So align with diameter. Okay, the vertical should be above another. Then the fitness, I will use overall scale. I'll still use 1 because my scale is 1. Okay, let me leave it as 1. Or the scale of the drawing is 1. Add that text or arrow best fits. Okay. The primary, let me leave it the precision at 0. Decimal separator means period. Measurement scale is 1:1. 1:1. So okay. Now from this I will change a layer to text layer. So the text layer is what I also use to do my dimension. Now I will now measure, I will now do dimensioning. I'll first use diameter because these are diameters. So select here, this is 94, enter, still on diameter dimensioning. This is 54, which is what was given here. This is 54 here too. Then let me use linear dimension to dimension here. That was the way it was done. It was 74. Now let me escape, enter. Okay, let me escape, select diameter dimensioning of these smaller circles, the smaller holes, which is 12, and there are 6 in number, so leave it at that. Then I will now change this to radius dimensioning. Here is 10, enter. Here is 9, which is what is given. Now I also complete this line because there is a line here. Enter to repeat the line command. Select here, select here. Now I will now use this property match property of this. Okay, select match property, select the center line. This is supposed to be a center line, this will be a center line. I will now select arc. This is the starting point of the arc. I will right click, select center here, select this point. You know it's supposed to move anti-clockwise, and select this point. Then this arc is supposed to also be on a center line layer. So I will select match property, we'll select this and select this, so it should be on the center line property, because the center line. All I will now do is to do extension. So I will extend this line to this point, extend this line to this point. So I will select this as my boundary point where I want to extend it to. I will right click, I will enter, select here, that is that, enter. Then I will also enter again, because I want these lines to also extend to this point, just like the way it is there. I will select here, right click or enter, then I select here, so it will extend. I will escape. So what I will do is I'll make an angular measurement, angle dimensioning, which is this. Select this, select this. This is 30. I would also do the same. Select this, select this, which is still 30. The same thing. Move this a little, this point. No, I will just escape. I will measure that. I will now measure here. We'll use radius. Select radius and make this point, that is 12. Radius 12. You press the enter key, or you right click. You select this point and this point. So I've done all the dimensioning. If you check, the drawing enters exactly into our paper, the paper we're going to use to print it, which is A4 paper. So if you like the way I did this training, you subscribe so that you will also be having some when you subscribe and hit the notification button, from time to time, if I make new videos like this, you can be able to access it. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye. My name is Oma Science Steven Uchechukwu. That is the person that made this video. We'll be having subsequent ones.